What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Case Digital. My name is Zach, and in today's video, we're answering the question of how to check if a number is positive in Python and how we can syntactically do that. So without further ado, let's hop right in and start coding. So checking to see if a number is positive is relatively easy because, like, if we go back to our math background from school all growing up, we know that a negative number is a number that is less than 0, whereas a positive number is something that is greater than or equal to 0. And we can check whether or not a number is positive by using that logic. And so how do we syntactically do that in Python? Well, we can essentially, given our variables here, we can essentially say, like, if a number, so let's say x is greater than or equal to 0, then we're going to print, we'll use an f string here, and we'll say x is equal to that. We print this out as value. So this will also, tell us the variable name, and then it also printed out its value. And then we'll say is positive. And so I'm actually going to just remove these other two because really we want to check that, and we say otherwise want to say otherwise. And then, all right. So if we run this, now you'll see that it says x is equal to 5, and it is positive. Now, if I go here and change this to 0, because we said that a 0 or a positive number is anything that's 0 or above, meaning that it doesn't carry a negative sign essentially, then it's going to be negative. And then if we go here and say that this is -5, we can see that, hey, that -5 is negative. Now, that's how you can do it with if statements. You could also put it into a boolean statement where I can essentially just say, like, is positive. And that can say is equal to x greater than or equal to 5. And now what will happen if I run this, I don't want to say greater than or equal to 5, I want to say greater than or equal to 0, right? And now I can say is positive, and essentially what's going to happen is when I run this, the logic statement that's going to be is that if is positive, meaning if it's true that it is positive, then print this statement. So that's kind of usually how people write those if statements, or those is, a boolean logic, or a bool, and would you say is some action, right? So if is positive, then print it out as positive, otherwise print out as negative. I can rerun this again, and we see that because we left x as -5, it's going to say negative, whereas if we just changed it to 5, we can do this. But there's one other thing. Can we do something like add a plus here? Does that work, right? And we see that if you add a plus there to try and instantiate that is a positive number, the plus number works just as well, and it'll just evaluate it as a positive 5. But typically people just leave that off and they just say 5. So that's how you can check whether or not a number is positive in Python. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And until next time, keep on programming. Bye.